Introduction.
The Gender Mainstreaming Monitoring System, or the GMMS, is an online knowledge management tool to monitor the gender mainstreaming efforts of national government agencies, or NGAs, government-owned and controlled corporations, or GOCCs, state universities and colleges, or SUCs, and other government organizations with the exception of the local government units, or LGUs. The system helps monitor government compliance to gender and development or GAD-related laws and international commitments. System requirements. Since the GMMS is an online system, you need a desktop or laptop computer and a stable internet connection to access it. The use of tablets and smartphones is discouraged due to its small screen size. Make sure that you have the latest version of any of the following web browsers: Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Safari, or Opera Mini. Now that your computer is ready, you need to have your GMMS user account. How to register for a GMMS user account. Like most computer systems and applications, you need to have a user account to be able to log into the GMMS. GMMS registration is done by government entities using the GMMS registration form that can be downloaded from the PCW website. Fill out the GMMS registration form. To enable accurate tracking of actions taken on documents, we strongly discourage sharing of GMMS user accounts. Therefore, government entities shall list down all their authorized GMMS users and indicate the role assigned for each person. Please ensure that you provide valid email addresses, since these will be associated with the user accounts and will be used for sending login details and GMMS updates and notifications. For your guidance, there is a separate video that discusses the GMMS user roles. Once completed and signed, send the scanned copy of the GMMS registration form to PCW's GMMS Helpdesk through email address sysadmin@pcw.gov.ph. The GMMS Helpdesk shall create the accounts based on the information found in the submitted registration form. All registered users will receive an email from the GMMS Helpdesk containing their GMMS username and the system user guide through the email address they have provided in the registration form. For security purposes, please log in and change your password immediately. There is a separate video discussing password change and recovery. The GMMS user roles. There are 4 types of users in the GMMS, classified according to the roles and functions that they can perform in the system. These are the GMMS encoder, GMMS focal person, reviewer, and endorser. Let us discuss the difference between each user. GMMS encoder. The GMMS encoder can update the agency's GAD profile in the system. This user account also has the ability to encode and revise their GAD plan and budget, or GPB, and their accomplishment report, or AR. However, this user will not be able to start encoding unless the GMMS focal person has initiated the creation of the GPB or GAD AR. Likewise, this user account does not have the capability to submit the GPB or GAD AR, since that function is exclusive to the focal person. An agency can register more than one GMMS encoder. GMMS focal person. The GMMS focal person has access to all the functions that the encoder can perform, including the maintenance of the agency GAD profile. In addition, this user account has the unique power to initiate or start the preparation of the GAD plan and budget, or GPB, and GAD accomplishment report, or AR. and eventually submit these documents through the system. An agency may register more than one GMMS focal person. Reviewer. The reviewer's user account has the capability to review and provide comments to the GPB and AR submitted by the GMMS focal person. Once the agency GPB or AR passes the standards for evaluation, it is forwarded to the endorser using the reviewer account. Only the PCW and oversight agencies that review the GPB and AR of other government entities under them have this type of account. Endorser. Similar to the reviewer user account, the endorser user account has the capability of reviewing the GPB and AR assigned to them. However, only the endorser user account has the capability of endorsing a GPB. There are two types of endorser accounts: agency endorser and PCW endorser. The agency endorser account is available for oversight agencies that review the GPB and AR of other entities under them. Once the GPB or AR of these entities pass the standards set by the oversight agency, the agency endorser shall endorse the document for PCW's assessment through the GMMS. Meanwhile, the PCW endorser account is reserved exclusively for PCW officials designated for the final review and endorsement of agencies' GPBs. Once a GPB is endorsed by this user account, it is deemed as endorsed by the PCW. Accessing the GMMS. If you already received an email with your GMMS user credentials, you are now ready to access the GMMS. Open your web browser. Remember, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Safari, or Opera Mini are the recommended browsers for the GMMS. You may review the previous video about the system requirements to ensure that your computer can access the system. Type the GMMS website address or URL into your web browser's address bar. That is https://gmms.pcw.gov.ph. Then press Enter. Your browser shall now display the GMMS login page. Logging in is very simple. Just enter your username and password and you will be redirected to the GMMS dashboard. If you are logging into a newly created account for the first time, please watch the instructions for forgotten password discussed in a separate video. Whenever you log into the system, you are given up to 3 attempts to enter the correct username and password, after which the system blocks you. If your account is blocked, you have to wait for 60 seconds to be able to try logging in again. Once you have successfully logged in, you will be redirected to the GMMS dashboard. The dashboard contains the following: the name of the system, the organization that you are viewing, menus, latest GMMS-related news and announcements, your inbox, and the graph for GPB and AR submission. To log out of the GMMS, hover over the top menu with your username as its label located at the left portion of the screen and select Logout. Changing and forgot password. Forgot your password? Reset your password in 2 quick steps. First, in the login window, click the Forgot Password button. 2. Type your username and click Submit. An email message will be sent to your registered email address which contains your new system-generated temporary password, which you have to change afterwards. It is advisable to change your password regularly or when you received your system-generated temporary password to keep your GMMS account safe and secure. To change your password, simply hover your mouse pointer to your account name at the left menu. Then select Change Password. A pop-up window will appear on your screen prompting you to input your old password and new password. In case you entered the wrong old password, you will receive the error message, "Invalid old password." You need to type in the correct old password to be able to successfully update it. If in case you forgot your old password, you may reset it following the instructions on Forgot Password. In choosing for a new password, we advise you to please use a strong password to secure your vital information. A strong password contains at least 8 characters with a combination of upper and lowercase letters and numbers. In the GMMS Change Password window, a password meter activates as you type your new password, indicating the strength of your chosen password. You have to enter your new password twice and make sure that these 2 entries match. Otherwise, you cannot proceed with saving your new password. To apply the changes, click the Save button. Once successfully replaced, you should be able to use your new password the next time you log in to the GMMS. Make sure to remember your new password and that no one knows your password other than you. Introduction to the GAD Plan and Budget and GAD Accomplishment Report feature. A key feature of the GMMS is the online facility for the annual submission, review, and endorsement of GAD Plan and Budget or GPB, as well as the submission of GAD Accomplishment Reports or AR. The next videos will focus on the said processes. Now let's start encoding your GAD Plan. It is ideal to encode the final draft of your GAD Plan and Budget as approved by your GAD Focal Point system to facilitate continuous encoding in the GMMS. To encode your GAD Plan in the GMMS, the agency's GMMS focal person should initiate its creation by logging into the system. If you are the agency's GMMS focal person, you should be able to view your own agency's account and profile when you log into the system. To verify, look at the upper right corner of your GMMS interface. The name of your agency should appear in the "You are currently viewing" field. If not, please contact the GMMS Helpdesk for assistance. Let's assume that you were able to view your agency. To initiate encoding of your GAD Plan and Budget, hover your mouse pointer over the Actions button found at the left side of the GMMS interface. Once your mouse points to the Actions button, a selection of possible actions that you could perform would appear. From there, select Prepare GPB. This should lead you to the GPB Preparation interface. In the Prepare GPB interface, select the appropriate year of the GPB that you are encoding. Next, type in your organization's total budget for the said year in the Total GAA or Budget of Organization field. For GOCCs, it should be based on your Corporate Operating Budget or COB. Please note that you need to enter the total budget of your agency, not the total GAD budget. The GMMS automatically calculates the percentage of GAD budget allocation based on the agency's total budget that you entered in the Total GAA or Budget of Organization field, and the total budget that you encoded for the identified GAD activities. Thus, you are required to indicate your total agency budget, otherwise, you cannot proceed with encoding your GPB. If you are not yet sure of your agency budget for the said budget year, please refer to the National Budget Call and the PCW GAD Budget Call for guidance on the amount to be indicated in the total agency budget portion. Take note that you do not need to type the commas when you encode the budget amount. The GMMS automatically does that for you. After you have entered your budget in the Total GAA or Budget of Organization field, you may now click the Save as Draft button found at the upper right corner of the screen. After clicking the Save as Draft button, you will notice changes to the Prepare GPB Summary page. The Submit, View GPB, and Set Signatory Action buttons, as well as the section for adding GAD activities, are now available. This means that you have successfully initiated the encoding of your agency's GPB. You and your designated GMMS encoder may now start encoding or adding your GAD activities to the GPB. Understanding the 3 activity group tabs. Before we proceed with the steps in encoding your GAD activities, let us run through the 3 activity group tabs of the GMMS. These are Client-Focused, Organization-Focused, and Attributed Program. It is important for you to distinguish among these 3 to avoid re-encoding the details of your GPB due to error in classification. Client-focused activities are activities that seek to address the gender issue of your organization's clients or contribute in responding to the gender issues of the sector to which your agency contributes. In simple terms, these activities are intended to address the gender issues and concerns of your clients. Meanwhile, organization-focused activities are activities that 1. Seek to create the organizational environment for implementing gender-responsive policies, programs, and projects. 2. Address the gap in knowledge, skills, and attitudes of key agency personnel in gender mainstreaming. And 3. Address the gender issues of employees in the workplace, subject to the mandate of the organization. And then we have attributed programs. Your agency may attribute a portion or the whole annual budget of one or more of your major programs or projects during the GAD planning and budgeting period. To do this, you need to subject the identified programs to gender analysis using the appropriate Harmonized Gender and Development Guidelines or Hagadaga checklists. To know more about attribution of programs, please refer to the annual GAD budget call release by the PCW. After a quick run-through of the 3 activity group tabs found in the GMMS, let us proceed with learning how to add GAD activities in the GMMS. Selecting the appropriate activity group tab. Adding an activity in the GMMS is pretty straightforward. First, you need to select the appropriate activity group tab, whether client-focused, organization-focused, and attributed programs, based on what we discussed in the previous video. This step is very important because if you encoded your GAD activity details under the wrong activity group tab, you will have to delete these. Select the appropriate activity group and re-encode the details. After selecting the appropriate activity group tab, click the Add Activity button at the right side of the GMMS interface. A new window titled Add Activity shall open where you can encode the details of your GAD activity. Adding GAD activities, Client-Focused Activity, Part 1. To add a gender issue or GAD mandate, you need to click the lens icon found at the right side of the gender issue or GAD mandate text box. This will open another window that lists all previously encoded gender issue and GAD mandates of your organization, if any. If the gender issue and GAD mandate that you are about to encode is already in the list, just select it using the green radio button at the left side of the statement and click the Select button at the lower right part of the current window. If the gender issue or GAD mandate is not available in the list, you need to add it using either the Add Gender Issue or the Add GAD Mandate button, whichever is appropriate. Okay, let us try adding a gender issue. Click the Add Gender Issue button. This will open a window where you can encode the gender issue statement. Type the gender issue statement in the text box. and then click Save. After clicking Save, the window will close automatically, and the system will prompt you that the new gender issue or GAD mandate was successfully added. Please take time to read the messages that are displayed every time you perform an action. This information is important for you to know if your action is successful or an error has occurred. After successfully adding the new gender issue, you will notice that the newly added gender issue is already automatically selected. So you just need to click the Select button to confirm it. Let's try it now. Once you've clicked the Select button, the window for adding the gender issue will close, and you will be redirected to the main form. You will notice that the gender issue that you selected is already reflected in the main form. Adding a GAD mandate follows the same procedure. Let's try to insert one. Please remember that having a gender issue alone, a GAD mandate alone, or both gender issue and GAD mandate for each row of GAD activity are all acceptable. Now let's proceed with adding the cause of gender issue. Unlike with the adding of gender issue and GAD mandate, you can directly encode the cause of the gender issue statement in the text box. Please note that you can add multiple causes of gender issue statements by clicking the Add Another button, or delete a statement by clicking the trash bin icon. Adding a GAD result statement or objective follows the same procedure. Let us try to add one. Again, if you wish to add another GAD result statement, just click the Add Another button, and if you want to delete it, click the trash bin icon. Now, you have to scroll down to see the other fields that you need to accomplish. The next field that you need to fill out is the set labeled as relevant MFO or major final output and PAP or programs, activities, and projects. Click the button beside MFO and select from the list if you are going to encode an MFO, PAP, or GAS statement, and then type the statement in the text box right next to it. If you wish to add another item, just click the Add Another button, found at the lower right of the text box. If you wish to delete a statement, click the trash bin icon next to the statement box. Now scroll down further to move to the GAD activity text box. To add a GAD activity, type it directly in the text box. You may also copy the GAD activity statement from another application such as from Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel and paste the copied text in the GMMS using the Paste as Text icon. This feature can help you encode faster. In addition to the Paste as Text function, you may also use the text formatting functions in the GAD activity text box, just like using a word processing application. Your options include setting your text to bold, italics, underlined, and bullet or numbered list. Now scroll down further to the Performance Indicator and Target section. Encode the performance indicator in the text box provided, then the corresponding target in the text box beside it. If you need to add another set of performance indicators and target, just click the Add Another button at the lower right portion. You may also delete an item by clicking the trash bin icon found in the Action column. Reminder, the target statement should be consistent with the performance indicator statement. For example, if your performance indicator is in percentage, your target statement should also be in percentage. If your performance indicator is in quantity or number, your target should also be expressed in number. Now it's time to proceed to encoding the budget for your GAD activity. To add the budget information, just select the appropriate budget source from the drop-down menu. If you are not sure of the budget source of your GAD activity, please refer to Annex A of PCW NEDA TBM Joint Circular number 2012-01, Guide in completing the GAD plan and budget template. Providing details in the budget item text box is optional. This field is being used when you need to provide a breakdown of the budget for the GAD activity. For example, if your activity is training related, you may opt to break down your activity budget to budget for training materials, venue, speaker, and other needed expenses. In the budget text box, encode the total budget for the activity or the amount per budget item, depending on the content of the GPB that you are encoding. You will notice that the comma is automatically added as you type the figure or amount. Again, if you wish to insert another item, just click the Add Another button, and if you wish to delete an item, just click the trash bin icon in the action column. Now, proceed with specifying the office or offices responsible for the activity. Again, you may add another entry using the Add Another button or delete an entry by clicking the trash bin icon next to it. Now scroll down to the bottom of the window where you will see the File Attachments section. This is where you can upload files that are relevant for the activity, like the activity proposal, budget breakdown, or concept paper. You may upload an MS Word or MS Excel file, a PDF, or text file with a maximum file size of 100 megabytes. To upload a file, just click the Choose File button and select the file that you wish to upload, just like what you normally do when attaching a file to an email. Again, make use of the Add Another or Trash Bin button if you wish to upload another or remove an uploaded file. If you are done encoding the details of your GAD activity and uploading relevant files when necessary, click the Save button found at the lower right portion of the window. Once the data is saved, you will notice a system message at the lower right portion of your screen saying "Record was successfully saved." On the other hand, the system will also prompt you if any issue was encountered while saving the data, like missing entries in required fields. To address the issue, scroll through the window and look for the text box or boxes with red borders. Supply the needed information, then proceed with saving the data again. Once the GAD activity data is saved successfully, you will notice that the newly added activity is already reflected in the client-focused activity table of the GMMS Prepared GPB interface. You may still edit the contents of the activity if you wish to update. Just click the Edit button under the action column of the row that you wish to edit.
Aside from the Edit button, the action column also has the Duplicate and Delete buttons. The Duplicate button allows you to duplicate a row, then just edit specific fields, especially if you have GPB rows with almost similar details. Meanwhile, if you need to delete an entire row, you may do so by clicking the Delete or Trash Bin button. You can keep on adding more client-focused activities by clicking the Add Activity button until you have encoded all your client-focused activities.
Adding GAD activities, organization-focused. Now let us proceed with encoding the organization-focused activities. Begin by selecting Organization-Focused from the Activity Group tab. You may then proceed with adding organization-focused activities by following the same procedure as with adding your client-focused activities. You can keep on adding more organization-focused activities by clicking the Add Activity button until you have encoded all your organization-focused activities. Adding GAD activities, Attributed Program. Now that you already know how to encode your client-focused and organization-focused GAD activities, let us move forward with encoding your attributed programs in the GMMS. The attribution of a portion or the whole budget of an agency's major program as part of their GAD budget is a means toward gradually increasing the gender responsiveness of all government programs. The tool that is being used to determine if you can attribute the budget of your major programs to GAD is the Harmonized Gender and Development Guidelines, or the Hagadaga. To learn more about the process of attribution, please read PCW NEDA DBM Joint Circular number 2012-01. To encode an attributed program to the GMMS, go to the Attributed Program tab and then click the Add Attributed Program button. The Add Attributed Program window should appear on your screen. In the Add Attributed Program window, simply type the complete title of the major program that you wish to attribute to the GAD budget. Remember, you should subject this program to gender analysis using the Hagadaga tool to determine how much of the program budget can be attributed to GAD. Below the program title text box, select the budget source and encode the attributable budget based on the Hagadaga score of the program that you are encoding. Don't forget to specify the office responsible for the program. Scroll down the screen to see the Attachments section. This is where you may upload supporting documents that your GPB reviewer can use to validate your proposed attribution. For example, your Hagadaga checklist with score and a briefer about the program. Remember, you may upload an MS Word or MS Excel file, a PDF or text file with a maximum file size of 100 megabytes. To upload a file, just click the Choose File button and select the file that you wish to upload, just like what you normally do when attaching a file to an email. Again, make use of the Add Another or Trash Bin button if you wish to upload another or remove an uploaded file. Once you're done, click the Save button to save these entries. In case you missed filling out any of the required fields, the GMMS will prompt you to fill out the missing fields before finally saving your data. The missing fields are in the red borders. Scroll through the window, fill them out, and try saving your work again. A notification that you have successfully saved your entries will be displayed on your screen, after which you will be redirected to the Prepare GPB interface. The GPB Summary Table. Now that you already know how to encode entries under the 3 activity types, let us now discuss the action buttons found in the last column of the Prepare GPB Summary Table. The summary of GAD activities and attributed programs that you have successfully encoded can be viewed on this table. To check, click an Activity Group tab. The GAD activities and related information will be displayed. Please note that this table displays the summarized information of the encoded GAD activities, comprised of gender issue or GAD mandate, GAD activity description, performance indicator, and the budget of the particular GAD activity. The last column of the summary table is called Action Column, which contains 3 buttons. You may use these buttons to modify or update your encoded activities. Let us discuss the use of each button in the action column. First is the pencil icon or the edit button. You may use it to modify or update the entries on the row where it is located. Once clicked, it will open a window where you can edit your previously encoded entries. Always click the Save button before closing the window to apply the changes that you have made. Second is the double document icon or the duplicate button. Once clicked, it will duplicate all encoded entries of the row where the icon is located. The duplicate button is useful for encoding GAD activities with almost similar contents. Instead of re-encoding the same details, just click this button and then click the pencil icon to edit or modify the appropriate entries. Finally, the trash bin icon or the delete button. Once clicked, all the entries on its row will be deleted. The delete button is useful when you need to delete some of the activities that you have encoded or when you accidentally duplicated an activity. Viewing the GAD plan and budget. Since you already know how to encode your GPB entries and use the action buttons, now is the time to view your GPB. To see all currently encoded information in your GAD plan and budget, just click the View GPB button located at the upper portion of the Prepare GPB interface. After clicking the View GPB button, a new window will appear which displays the online version of your draft GAD plan and budget. Notice the three familiar icons at the upper left corner of the View GPB window. These are the Excel, PDF, and the Comment Report icons. Let us discuss the use of these buttons. Click the Excel icon if you want to view and download your GPB in Excel format. Click the PDF icon if you want to view and download your GPB as a printable PDF. When viewed as PDF, the status of the GPB document will appear at the bottom of each page. The document status may be draft or under review. Additionally, click the Comments Report icon if you want to view the summary of comments on your GPB after it has been reviewed and returned by your reviewer. The Comments Report serves as a guide on what to modify or revise in your document. Setting signatories. Ready to submit your GPB for review or endorsement? Let us add first your agency's signatories. To add the names of your agency's signatories, just click the Set Signatory button found at the top of your Prepare GPB interface. Fill out the necessary information and click the Save button. Let's check if the signatories that you have entered are now reflected in your GPB. Click the View GPB button found at the top right corner of the Prepare GPB interface. Scroll down at the bottom of your GPB. You will notice that the signatories that you have entered are now reflected in your document. Updating the total budget of organization. Sometimes you may need to modify the total agency budget that you have previously entered in the total GAA or budget of organization field within the prepared GPB interface of the GMMS. To change the amount, just to replace the amount on the total GAA or budget of organization. Then click the Save as Draft button to ensure that the GMMS correctly computes or updates the percentage of your GAD allocation. The Save as Draft button is used both for initializing the encoding of your GAD plan and for the recomputation of the percentage of GAD allocation. Submitting the GAD plan and budget. Are you ready to submit your GAD plan and budget to your reviewer? Just click the Submit GPB button found in the Prepare GPB interface. A prompt box will appear on your screen. Provide a brief message for the next recipient of your document, then click Submit. If the submission is successful, a confirmation message will appear below the screen. This message contains the name of the person to whom the document was submitted to. Please take note of the name should you have queries or need to conduct follow-throughs. A submitted GPB is final and can no longer be edited. You may only edit the document once it is returned by the reviewer along with their comments and suggestions for improvement. Tracking the submission status. Wondering about the status of your submitted GAD plan and budget? You may track the status of your GAD document by going to the Actions menu, located in the left side of the GMMS interface. Select the Track GPB and AR's submenu. Click your agency category, whether you're national government or state universities and colleges, and then select your agency name. In the Track GPB and AR's interface, you will see details like the document version, document status, who submitted the document, date and time of submission, submitted to, and the action required. Let us discuss each of these information. The document version indicates how many times the document was revised by your agency. The document status indicates the current status of your document, whether it's draft, for review, and for revision. The submitted by displays the name of the GMMS user who submitted the document for action of the next user. Date submitted specifies the date the document was submitted to the next assigned user for action. The submitted to displays the name of the user to whom the document was submitted to. The action required indicates the required action from the recipient of the document. Action required can be for review, for revision, and endorsed. Revision and resubmission of the GPB. When your oversight agency reviewer or the PCW reviewer returns your document together with their inputs and comments, a system-generated notification will be automatically sent to your registered email address, indicating that the GPB is again accessible in your account and may be edited. A link to view your GPB is included in the same email message. When you click this link, you will be redirected to the GMMS login page. After logging in, you will be redirected to the Prepare GPB window. To view the reviewer's comments, click the View GPB button, then look for comment links. Notice that these comment links have a number indicator and a yellow-green highlight. The number indicator denotes the number of comments that a particular item has. To view a comment, click it and a comment window will appear. The comment window has 3 tab groups: the public, group, and private tabs. Let us discuss each. The public tab is where most often your reviewers post their comments and remarks so that all the users with access to the document can view the comments. The Group Comment tab is where the comments of co-users within your agency should be posted and displayed. If you want to put some personal notes or remarks, just post them on the Private tab. Content of these tabs can later on be copied to the Public or Group tabs to be viewed by other users assigned to your document. After you have checked and evaluated the comments, you may now edit a specific row by clicking the pencil icon in the leftmost part of the View GPB window. The Edit Activity window will appear on your screen. Edit the field that needs to be updated based on the reviewer's comments or suggestions. Then click the Save button at the bottom of the window to apply changes that you have made. Just repeat the process for all the rows that need revision or updating based on the reviewer's comments. Once done, resubmit the document for it to undergo another review cycle. Printing and submitting the endorsed GAD plan and budget. Once your GPB is endorsed by the PCW, you will receive an email notification from PCW instructing you on how to generate the PDF copy of your plan. An endorsed GPB contains a QR code and a notation certifying that it has been reviewed and endorsed through the GMMS, which are found at the bottom of the document. You may view and print your endorsed GAD plan and budget by logging into your account and going to My GAD Profiles menu. Select the list of GAD plans and GAD ARs from the drop-down menu. To view the GPB, click the magnifying glass icon on the right side of the endorsed GPB under the action column of the table. To print the PDF version of the file, click the Print PDF icon. Print the file. Then have it signed by your agency's signatory. Submit a signed copy of your endorsed GPB to your assigned auditor from the Commission on Audit or COA. Send a scanned copy of the signed document to PCW through the email address oet@pcw.gov.ph, copy furnished review.moderator@pcw.gov.ph. That's it! GMMS Helpdesk. If you have any technical related questions or in need of technical support, you may contact the GMMS Helpdesk through the following: email sysadmin@pcw.gov.ph, telephone numbers 02-8735-1653, 8735-1654, local 117, mobile number 0917-859-2891. For more information regarding GMMS, you can visit our website pcw.gov.ph/GMMS-FAQs. For non-technical related questions and clarifications, you may contact the GMMS Review Moderator through email review.moderator@pcw.gov.ph. Telephone numbers 02-8735-1654, local 109, and mobile number 0917-881-7030.